If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
Yeah, spent a number of years racing short tracks. Obviously, mainly was focused around the Southeast, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Florida. We ventured North Carolina a little bit there at the start, but mainly those states. And then as we started to do more, we started to travel more of the country. Went up to Indiana for some races. Michigan on a couple occasions. So yeah, kind of been all over. I've had the pleasure of racing at a lot of short tracks across the country. It was a lot of fun and enjoyed my time doing it. I've been to the Snowball a bunch. Have been fortunate to see a lot of those big super late model events. Winchester 400, All-American 400 up in Nashville, great event. They used to have the World Crown 300, which was at a track called Peach State that later became known as Gresham Motorsports Park down the road. So yeah, we tried to hit them all when we were doing it, and it was a lot of fun. We were fortunate, had some success at them, but definitely learned a lot of great lessons. And those are great events. And at the time, they were super healthy events, having great car counts and some really, really competitive fields. So came through there to get time. And my dad, obviously, he's been around, really most, well, every step of the way for sure. Ricky Turner was another guy that was very influential in our late model program and kind of headed that deal up there for years. And he and I always got along really well. He did a lot of racing throughout his time, super late model type cars as well. So just a lot of good lessons, I feel like, from him and those years. But certainly, Dad as well, and he's always been there through each step. But those short track years certainly I don't think would have been what they were without Ricky and his work ethic and his drive to want to help me do well, and that combination worked out well for both of us. Well, you always want to have a road to NASCAR, right? You always want to have a opportunity for young drivers or aspiring drivers to go and have a chance to race and learn to race, and to learn how to race the right way too, So to me, short track racing is a place that offers that. As time has gone on, I do feel like diversity of being able to drive different cars is likely going to be the next thing as we go, and these young kids coming up, getting in different types of vehicles all the time. And I do think, these old wore out, asphalt short tracks is certainly a discipline that I think can help you on Sundays. Is that the only discipline you need to know? Probably not, but certainly one that I think can be helpful. And if it's an opportunity for young drivers to come along and learn something there, then I think I want it to always be an option for people to have that chance. Trying to think, there was a bunch, man. There was a lot of really, really good ones. We Winchester was yesterday, so this is why I was thinking about this. I was telling this story to somebody the other day, but we were up there. I can't remember what year it was, but we had broke a transmission on a restart, and we were on the front row. And in the process of breaking the transmission, unfortunate for a lot of people, it caused a massive crash. And I couldn't get it in fourth gear, right? So we're going down the front straightaway. I shift to fourth, nothing happens. Everybody else shifts to fourth and runs over each other. Obviously, was trying to get out of the way. I was in the outside lane. Regardless, caused this big wreck. Took forever to clean it up, and I feel like half the field crashed right there. And unfortunately for a lot of people, but fortunately for us, it gave us enough time to put a new transmission in it during the red flag. So we came around there and we completely changed his transmission under red flag, didn't lose a lap or anything, and was able to get that change. I just remember we were in there and they're handing me wrenches and I'm trying to take the shifter off and we're throwing stuff, and it was wild. Crazy that we were able to get that done and make it work. We had a great group of guys. We had a lot of fun. Obviously, I hate to tear up a bunch of cars, and it's never a good thing. Wasn't anything we did on purpose, but the aftermath of trying to find the positive and get something going was pretty wild. So yeah, good group of guys, and don't know how we pulled that one off. Wish we could have come back and won it. We had a shot at it there, and I failed on a couple late race restarts, but it was good. I was, I guess, 13 or so when I started racing late model cars, full-size cars, and didn't really start traveling a ton until I was 14, 15, those couple years, especially that year I was 14. I remember we traveled a lot, did a lot of racing, and got to see a bunch of different tracks and facilities, types of tracks, different competitors. It was good. Learned a ton throughout those few years. I mean, the Snowball Derby, is kind of the pinnacle of, I guess. There's a bunch of big races, and it really kind of depends on where you are, right? I don't want to take away from, the Oxford 250 or the Winchester 400 or the Slinger Nationals. I feel like a lot of it is kind of where you're from. But the Snowball for me was the biggest event that there was to go and win and be a part of. So us being able to check that box off there was a really big deal. There's a lot of folks that that I knew that had either gone down there and competed in it or had gone down there and won it. Friends of mine. So that was a big one, and we were fortunate to check off a few of those boxes, but the Snowball was always kind of the top of the list for me, and always admired that one the most. And for me, it's just good to go back and I don't want to say go back, because I don't feel like it's a downgrade from anything that we do here. It's just different. It's like I tell a lot of people, no matter what you're racing, in any discipline, people who do it a lot are going to be really tough, and I don't think it matters where you're coming from or what, how much experience you have. You step into someone's world and they're going to be really good at it. So I enjoy, re-entering the world of really good short track racers and challenging myself in that way, and a different crowd, different car, and I think it's good. It keeps you sharp and is just widening your toolbox, which is a good thing.